Hi my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about a new leak that provides the supposed episode titles for the Book of Boba Fett. Now right off the bat, big disclaimer, there is a very good chance these are not correct. As the title of the video suggests, the following is a rumour. And if you remember last year, there was a rumour going round for Mandalorian Season 2 titles, and those were completely wrong. Then again, we have to bear in mind that Lucasfilm does change the titles a few times in production for a variety of reasons. Today's rumour though comes from Giant Frickin' Robot, who admittedly have a very mixed track record. While a few of their rumours for The Mandalorian did come true, take this with a pinch of salt. With that said, please consider the episode titles in this video as rumour and nothing more. But without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. We're gonna start by reading through this article and then I'm gonna tell you what I think. Exclusive, the Book of Boba Fett episode titles revealed. It's been suggested that audiences think of the Book of Boba Fett as something like The Mandalorian Season 2.5. While it will be its own self-contained series, it will definitely tie into The Mandalorian, and it was important for the show's creators that it air between seasons 2 and 3 of Mando. Now we've exclusively learned information from one of our trusted and proven inside sources that suggest even more tie-ins between the two shows, namely in the Book of Boba Fett episodes titling system. The Book of Boba Fett will have 8 episodes. Our source shared the titles of these 8 episodes as follows: Episode 1 The Champion, Episode 2 The Assassin, Episode 3 The Syndicate, Episode 4 The Battleground, Episode 5 The Homeworld, Episode 6 The Warlord, Episode 7 The Showdown, and Episode 8 The Hunter. Moreover, while The Champion will be Episode 1 of the Book of Boba Fett, it will also be known as Chapter 17. Our source shared that the new Disney Plus series will be continuing the chapter titles from The Mandalorian, with the new series being Chapters 17 to 24. This is a big statement to remind viewers where the Book of Boba Fett stands in the timeline, and how they're intended to be watched in order. The 8 episode titles are very brief, similar to how they titled episodes on The Mandalorian, but they do give us an overview of what to expect from the series. Our source shared that they do not expect the titles to change in the next few months before the show airs. They go on to say that one of the big reveals from these episode titles is how they build. The Book of Boba Fett episode 7 is titled The Showdown, and looking backward from that penultimate episode, the previous 6 titles all look like they're building up to that 7th one. Things are being established, like the Battleground and the Warlord, all appearing to lead up to that showdown. This matches what we've learned about the new series in the past. 2 months ago we shared that the Book of Boba Fett will contain a massive Mandalorian battle. We learned that more than 30 extras were hired to play Mandalorians. First, Boba Fett will fight these Mandos in a massive battle, and then he'll join them to fight an enemy force. While that's all we know for certain, it's fun to speculate on which of these episodes may include what events. It seems like the showdown will have Boba Fett working with his team of over 30 Mandalorians for a second fight. It's going to be so interesting to finally see all of this play out, and then where the Book of Boba Fett episode 8 The Hunter ends this new adventure. So that, my dear friends, is the article, and they're claiming 2 very big things. First of all, that the Book of Boba Fett is going to be a literal continuation from The Mandalorian Season 2, and the style of the short episode titles is going to be the same as well. Now this is very believable since both Robert Rodriguez and the stuntman for The Mandalorian both told us that we should see the Book of Boba as The Mandalorian Season 2.5. Now as for the episode titles themselves, they're very interesting and might provide us with some insight into what Boba is going to be up to. So let's go through each one and speak about them. So episode 1 is The Champion, and that sounds like some sort of conquering. Boba Fett and Fennec Shand have taken over Jabba's palace, and that's where the show might pick up from. In essence, Boba is the champion, the new leader of the underworld of Tatooine. Episode 2 The Assassin sounds very Fennec Shand centric. She is the assassin of the duo, and the second episode could see her in the spotlight on a very important mission. Episode 3 The Syndicate seems to imply what many of us suspected, that the crime syndicate Crimson Dawn is going to feature in this series. Darth Maul is long dead, but Qi'ra, who was very prominent in War of the Bounty Hunters, is very active at this stage. She now even has her own spin-off comic, Crimson Reign. This episode of the Book of Boba Fett, if it is about Crimson Dawn, is going to please fans of Solo: A Star Wars Story, although we don't have confirmation that Qi'ra is going to appear. If this episode title is accurate though, how could she not appear in some capacity? Episode 4 is called The Battleground, which is a bit too ambiguous to decipher. Maybe this episode depicts the Imperial remnant in battle with the New Republic, but as I say, we just don't know. And then we come to episode 5, The Homeworld, which in my opinion is one of the most interesting titles because it seems to imply that we're heading to Mandalore. While Mandalore is not Boba's homeworld, after what happened to Kamino, his real homeworld, I doubt we're going back there. Mandalore, on the other hand, has been rumoured to appear ever since The Mandalorian Season 2 finished, and maybe some of the leakers who said this were confusing The Mandalorian Season 3 with the Book of Boba Fett. So next up we have episode 6, The Warlord, which is also a very fascinating title, but the ones that really sparked my interest were episode 7 and 8. Episode 7 is called The Showdown, which, as this article says, could be referring to an all-out Mandalorian battle. Alternatively, maybe there's a showdown between Boba Fett and one of the big rumoured cameos. But the final episode of the Book of Boba, episode 8, is the one that really caught my attention. It's called The Hunter. Now what I'm about to say is just speculation, but it sounds to me like the final episode is going to be the big finale we've all been hoping for. Maybe after Boba has defeated all of his enemies, Fennec looks at him and says, "Where do we go next?" And that's when Boba remembers he's got one target left. One man who's been haunting him all these years since Geonosis. The man who killed his father, Mace Windu. And maybe that's why they call the episode The Hunter, because the entire finale is taken up by Boba getting intel that a mysterious Jedi has been hiding out since the rise of the Empire. He tracks him down, or rather hunts him down, and at the end we might get a cliffhanger where he discovers Mace. The old, decrepit Jedi draws an amethyst blade before it cuts to black, and then we get something on the screen like Season 2 coming in 2023. Now look, I completely understand that I'm just fantasizing about something that I personally would love to see, but can you really blame me? It's now been 16 years since Mace Windu was last in the picture, and there's no way he died in episode 3. And now in 2021 we're getting a Boba Fett series, and you're telling me there's no chance Mace won't appear? I might be far-fetched with my speculation, but you're just deceiving yourself if you think there's no chance. But back to these episode titles, please do bear in mind they're just a rumour and not to be taken as gospel. It could turn out that GFR got them completely wrong, and the real episode titles don't even resemble these ones. But either way, I love that I get to share the excitement and build up for these shows with you, and we can discuss rumours and reports as they come out, have a big discussion and share our thoughts. But with all of that said guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this one, you know what to do. Give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and if you're feeling generous, please consider becoming a patron, and on there you get exclusive videos that are not found here on YouTube. You also get exclusive artwork, video previews, early releases, and most of all you get access to my Discord server. It's a very fun place. You can chat with me and the other Megalorians. But otherwise, my dear friends, may the Force be with you, have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow.